In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. My dear brothers and sisters, my beloved believers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, let us speak about a beautiful, powerful pillar of our faith. A concept that, when understood, can lift mountains of worry from your chest. But when misunderstood, can chain you to failure and call it piety. I speak of tawakkul, reliance upon Allah. But beware, beware of the false tawakkul. My dear brothers and sisters, let us begin by planting a seed of understanding deep within our hearts. We speak often of trust in Allah, of surrender, of that beautiful, comforting word, tawakkul. We hold on to it in times of storm, we whisper it in our du'as, we proclaim it as the anchor of our faith. And this is beautiful. But today, we must gently, carefully separate the diamond from the glass. We must understand that true tawakkul is not a state of passivity. It is in fact the most active state of the believer's heart and limbs. Think for a moment. What does it mean to truly rely on someone? If you rely on a master builder to construct your house, does your reliance mean you hand him an empty plot of land and then go to sleep? No. Your reliance is demonstrated by your action. You provide the bricks he asked for, you secure the timber he specified, you follow his blueprint precisely. Your trust in his skill is what drives you to fulfill your part with diligence. Your inaction would not be trust, it would be sabotage, it would be a contradiction. How then could we believe that relying on the master of the universe, the creator of causes and effects, means abandoning the very means he himself created and ordained for this world? This is the critical misunderstanding. Some have painted tawakkul as a spiritual retreat from worldly effort. They see it as folding one's hands and waiting for divine intervention to drop from the sky, while ignoring the pathways Allah has laid on the earth. This, my friends, is not piety. This is a paralysis disguised as patience. This is a heart that has confused contentment with complacency. True tawakkul is not the opposite of action, it is its fuel. It is the why behind your striving. You do not work hard despite trusting Allah. You work hard because you trust Him. You trust His command that says, and say, duhai as you will, for Allah will see your deeds, and hence so will His messenger and the believers. You trust His promise that effort will not be wasted. You trust His wisdom embedded in the system of cause and effect that governs His creation. Look at the lives of our prophets, the supreme examples of tawakkul. Did Prophet Nazi de Transti Fifi simply pray for his people to be guided while sitting in his home? No. He built the ark with his own hands for decades, facing ridicule, following a divine instruction that made no logical sense in a desert. His monumental physical labor was the manifestation of his ultimate trust in Allah's promise of the flood. Consider Prophet Musa or Fifi. When commanded to confront Pharaoh, the mightiest tyrant on earth, did he say, Allah will handle it, I will stay here? No. He actively went, he spoke, he performed miracles, he led his people out, and when trapped at the Red Sea, he pushed forward until the command to strike the sea came. His action and his trust were two sides of the same coin. And what of our beloved Prophet Muhammad life? His entire life is a symphony of divinely directed action paired with perfect reliance. He planned strategically for battles, he sent scouts, he dug the trench, he established treaties. In the physical realm, he was the most diligent of men. Yet his heart was utterly attached to Allah, free from dependence on those very plans. This is the balance. The limbs are in a state of motion, fulfilling the sunnah of effort, while the heart is in a state of peaceful attachment, fulfilling the sunnah of trust. One does not cancel the other, they complete each other. Imagine a student who desires to become a doctor to serve humanity. He says, I have tawakkul on Allah, He will make me a doctor. But he does not open his books, he does not attend lectures, he does not sit for the exams. We would immediately see the flaw. His claim of trust is hollow because it ignores the very process Allah has established to become a doctor's study, application, examination. His trust should propel him to become the most dedicated student, burning the midnight oil, not as someone relying on his own intellect, but as a servant utilizing the mind and opportunity Allah gave him striving to fulfill a noble intention. Then after the exam, he does not anxiously bite his nails over the result. He says, "Oh Allah, I did my best for your sake. Now the result is in your wise hands." The anxiety is gone because the trust has moved from the outcome to the author of the outcome. This is the liberation that true, active tawakkul brings. It removes the crushing weight of feeling that the entire result is on your shoulders. Your responsibility is your effort, your sincerity, your adherence to the halal means. Allah's domain is the result, the decree, the outcome that holds a wisdom you may or may not comprehend. This understanding turns work into worship. Your job is not just a job, it is an act of trust. Your search for a spouse is not just a social endeavor, it is a journey of trust. Your struggle to maintain your health is an act of trust. You are actively participating in the fulfillment of your own destiny, hand in hand with your Creator. So, let us awaken from the slumber of false surrender. Let us be a people known for our dynamic faith, for our vigorous effort coupled with profound inner peace. Do not let your tawakkul be an excuse for your dreams to gather dust. Let it be the wind beneath their wings. Strive, work, plan, build, excel. And as your hands are busy in the work of this world, let your heart be whispering, "Allah, my trust is in you alone." That is the harmony that pleases our Lord. That is the active heart of the true believer. My dear brothers and sisters, let us hold a mirror to our understanding of faith. Often we speak in grand terms, using the beautiful language of our deen. But the test is in the translation. How do these majestic concepts manifest on the ground of our daily lives? For this, Allah in His infinite mercy did not leave us with abstract philosophy. He sent us the walking, living blueprint, the ultimate translator of divine will into human action. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. And in his guidance, we find a story so simple, so profound, that it cuts through all confusion and lays bare the essence of true reliance. It is the story of the camel and the rope. Tee your camel and then put your trust in Allah. Sabn Allah! Consider the perfection of this instruction. It is a complete curriculum in one sentence. The Bedouin man, in his sincere but misplaced zeal, believed that to tie his camel would be a sign of weak faith, a doubt in Allah's power to protect it. He thought the highest form of trust was to let go completely. But the Prophet, upon him be peace, with the clarity of divine wisdom, corrected him not by dismissing his trust, but by directing it. He affirmed the end goal, trust in Allah, but defined the necessary first step, tying the camel. This, my beloved people, is the prophetic formula. It is the divine algorithm for success in both worlds. It establishes a fundamental principle. Tawakkul is not a replacement for action, it is its culmination. Let us unpack this timeless lesson. The first part of the formula is tie your camel. This is the domain of asbab, the means, the causes, the tangible efforts. It is the realm of human responsibility. It is studying for the test, applying for the job, plowing the field, taking the medicine, seeking knowledge, writing the business plan, speaking with kindness to your spouse, raising your children with deliberate care. It is using the intellect, the hands, the feet, and the time that Allah has loaned you. To ignore this step, to neglect the tying of the camel, is not an expression of lofty faith. It is an arrogance against the natural and social laws that Allah Himself has established in His creation. It is like saying, "O Allah, I trust you to save me from the fire," while you are consciously, deliberately walking into a blazing building. Your trust is contradicted by your action, or rather your inaction. This imperative to take the means is woven throughout the Quran and the life of the Prophet. Allah commands us to prepare power against enemies. He commands the traveler to provision himself. The Prophet in his personal conduct was the most meticulous planner. Before Hijrah, he did not simply pray and wait. He orchestrated a detailed, secretive plan. Before Badr, he positioned his army strategically and prayed for rain the night before to solidify the sand. He engaged in commerce. He mended his own sandals. He actively participated in the construction of the first community. His life was a masterpiece of divinely inspired action. He tied his camel in every aspect of his mission. Now, the second inseparable part of the formula, and then put your trust in Allah. This is the domain of the heart. This is where you take the outcome of your efforts, place it gently in the palm of your submission, and hand it over to the all-wise, the all-knowing. This is the release from anxiety. You have done your due diligence. You have sat the exam you studied for. You have submitted the job application you perfected. You have taken the prescribed medicine. You have made the sincere effort in your relationship. Now, you detach your heart from the specific result you desired and attach it to the wisdom of Allah's decree. You say, Allah, I have done what you have enabled me to do to the best of my ability and for your sake alone. Now I accept whatever you decree, for I know your knowledge encompasses all things and your plan is perfect. This then is crucial. It denotes sequence and priority. The trust is built upon the action. The action is the foundation. The trust is the fortress built upon it. Without the foundation, the fortress of trust crumbles into empty wishful thinking. The beauty of this formula is that it frees you from two destructive extremes. The first is the arrogance of believing it is all your own effort and power. This is shirk in tawakkul, relying on the creation instead of the creator. The second is the laziness of claiming trust while neglecting effort. This is the false tawakkul we must guard against. Therefore, let this prophetic formula be the lens through which you view every endeavor, every dream, every anxiety. Ask yourself, have I truly tied my camel? Have I exhausted the halal, practical means available to me? If the answer is no, then your immediate duty is not to sit in prolonged supplication for a miracle, but to get up and fulfill that duty of action. Go and tie that camel. And once your limbs are weary from the rightful striving, then sit in the stillness of your prayer mat. Then, with a heart lightened by the certainty that you have fulfilled your covenant of effort, pour out your soul to Allah. That dua, rising from a heart that has partnered with Allah through action, is the dua that penetrates the heavens. That is the trust He loves. That is the way of those who are successful. So tie, and then trust, strive and then surrender. This is the balanced, beautiful path of the believer.